Is your community struggling? Maybe it feels a little bit like a ghost town, or maybe your culture has gotten a bit out of whack. Well, I want to share with you in this brief highlight from another episode how to revive your struggling community.
Let's say that we've got a community and we messed up and the engagement, we're just really struggling with it. How can we go to try to get some of that back if we already have a community and we're just not happy with where it is currently?
Yeah, so go back to those 4 principles we talked about: cause, culture, communication, and connection, and outline the strategy that you want. Reimagine this community that is thriving around a solid cause, a really clear culture, great communication strategy, and a safe place where people feel like they connect. Imagine what that looks like and build that out. And then you're the visionary. You are the leader of this community. You're the torchbearer. So that means that when you make a mistake, it's part of building trust and creating safety to actually own up to that, and then to recast the vision for where this community is going to head. So we often have with clients what we call realignment moments, where we sit down, we come up with a new strategy, we come up with this new compelling vision for a community, and then we go into the community and any way we can communicate with them, whether we are sharing a video or doing a post or doing email, we do it all. And we apologize to them for not caring and cultivating the kind of community that we wanted. And there's all sorts of reasons creators do it. So we're honest about what that reason is. And then we go forth and we cast that new vision for community, and we get their buy-in. We ask for them to start showing up in these new ways, to have these new behaviors with us, to look forward to these new changes that are coming. Now, you will always get pushback anytime that you put a stake in the sand. You will definitely get pushback. But you're standing for something, which means that you can't be ignored. And this is what we're looking for, is to have this kind of community that is going to attract and it's going to repel. The worst thing you can do is create this kind of just bland community that's easily ignored. I would rather have a very strong community that is either repelling people or attracting people. So you recast this new vision and then you move forward with carrying that through, knowing it's going to be challenging, but you make sure that you have that onboarding, that new onboarding in place, so that as new members come in, they're getting the new experience, they're getting the cause, they're understanding the culture from the beginning. You're taking them from one step to the next. You're helping make sure that they're active, but we have to get those existing members on board first. And that's that realignment moment, that realignment strategy.
Yeah. And it's a good thing to be opinionated and very clear on what the vision is of that community, because that's the reason people are joining the community in the first place. Because if they're on social media, they feel like, where are my people? Where are the people that have these same interests, feelings, like things that I do? Where can I find them? And if your community is for everyone, then it's not the place that they're looking for.
And it's really hard because I think our culture tells us that we have to be accepting and kind to everyone. And whenever I speak on stages, I kind of tell them that's actually not what we're doing in community, which I think is countercultural and it's challenging. But the reality is that if we're accepting to everybody, then we're exclusive to nobody, and there is no very clear culture. So if we think of communities of old, which is where I've developed my framework and studied, and when you look at gang sororities, movements that have changed history, when we look at political parties, these are all really strong communities that have lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years. Well, what do they have in common? Well, they exclude certain people. They exclude people based on their behaviors in a lot of ways. It's these behaviors are accepted, and then we have boundaries in order to protect the community and keep people focused on the goals. So when I was in a sorority in college, which I never thought I would be in, but their culture swept me up. When I was in that sorority, I got in trouble. I got called to standards because I was breaking rules that impacted that sorority's culture. So they had boundaries, and I had to either function within those boundaries and uphold them, or I was going to be kicked out of that sorority. And the same thing is true for our communities. If you want to create a safe place, then you have to have those boundaries as well.